call the Honourable Jo Goodhue.
Thank you, Mr Chair. And I am really pleased to take a call on this Parental Leave and Employment Protection 6 months paid leave and work contact hours amendment bill. And in using the full title of the bill, I particularly want to refer to Part 1, where we are looking at the changes between the number of weeks, and included in Part 1, of course, there are the amendments that are around paternity leave entitlements and partners around work contact. But philosophically, the philosophy behind the Part 1 changes are around extending paid parental leave out to 22 weeks. Behind that philosophy, and I'm sure through the submissions to the committee, what was heard was the difference it would make to extend this bill, through this bill, paid parental leave to 22 weeks. Now, in recognising what stage a baby is at in its attachment to its mother, or in fact, parental leave for its father, between the difference of what this government has taken, 14 weeks up to 18 weeks, and the suggestion in these amendments to the Act that it be taken out to 22 weeks, what we philosophically have is a belief that it must be done for the good of the baby and the mother, irrespective of the $500 million of cost that this has been projected to be over 4 years. So the debate today in this committee stage is about whether one is more worthy than the other. And we are saying as a government that we cannot afford to take it to 22 weeks at this time, despite the philosophy of the bill's sponsor that it must be taken at this time to the detriment of that expenditure on other matters. And I'm remembering back to when our twins were 18 weeks old and the difference between that and 22 weeks. And I think the philosophy behind paid parental leave and the importance of where we were some 8 years ago at 14 weeks and now at 18 weeks, that's a phenomenal difference in the age of a child or children, as it was in our case. And that has been, with the full support of the opposition, a good move to have made. However, there comes a time when it is really important to determine whether, in fact, the additional fiscal burden should be taken right at this time. And that is why Part 1 and the amendments that Part 1 make to the current Act, taking it out from 18 to 22 weeks, is philosophically about whether now is the right time. As a government, we are saying not yet. There are other priorities for us, but it must be remembered that we are completely committed to children having a good start in life, to the development of that bond between the parent and the children. And we've consistently said that we will extend it further than the 18 weeks it currently is, out towards 22 at a time when this government can afford it. And in fact, we have been consistently in favour of paid parental leave, evidenced by our extending it from 14 to 18 weeks. In addition to that, the important things that have been achieved instead of taking it to 22 weeks before now is the modernisation. And in this particular part, it's all about 22 weeks, but the modernisation we've done of the paid parental leave to understand that there are some families who need it to be longer for a very good reason, and we have budgeted and provided the funding for that in a bill that has already modernised it. So my premise here is that this is a philosophical difference about whether now is the time to take it, as Part 1 suggests, out to 22 weeks. And I sought today to be on my feet and to say, I believe in paid parental leave, but now is not the time. We have competing interests as a government, and the $500 million that this will cost over 4 years is not for just now. Thank you, Mr Chair.
The Honourable Ruth